Okay, first off, shoutouts to Shushu for placing above Fudo, Mago, and Ryan Hart.
Yes. Yeah, good job to him.
Good job to him. I just think that's cool. Anyway, let's talk about upcoming tournaments.
Mm-hmm.
We'll talk about NCR first, because that's this weekend. It's
right.
coming up. Just
coming up this weekend. This is the number 2 Capcom Pro Tour premier event. Yeah. So whoever wins this event is automatically qualifying. So
correct.
A lot of players who attended final round have kind of stuck around in the States a little bit, or gone to RedBull Kumite, and I think they're going to try to stop by this event as an NCR on the way back. Like I know GamerB, who did not go to RedBull Kumite, has been hanging around in NorCal for a while, so he's gonna be showing up over there.
Yeah.
So I don't know the exact list of all the names that are going to show up.
Daigo?
What's that?
Daigo, you said?
I think Daigo is showing up to that. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, but I think Daigo is showing up to that.
Okay, all right. So it's gonna have not just Street Fighter 4, of course. There are other games, including Tekken 7.
That's right. So last week we mentioned that they put out a thing that said, hey, if you really want Tekken 7 at your event, contact us. So I guess they contacted him or something like that. But Tekken 7 will indeed be at NCR. So if you really want to check that game out, go for it.
I mean, it's like a great place to do it, because they're definitely good NorCal players.
Yeah.
In fact, that final round, if you recall, it was SoCal and NorCal as second and third places. In Tekken. So
that's right.
No, that'll be cool.
But also, I mean, for Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, they're going to do another exhibition, NorCal versus SoCal. So basically just another chance for SoCal to get embarrassed in Marvel. Look, the SoCal-NorCal matches haven't gone very good.
Have they not? I don't even remember now.
For Marvel, let's just put it that way. They haven't been going great.
I mean, was it as bad as Under Night?
No, yeah, it was.
Was it as bad as Under Night?
I kind of remember at SCR, didn't they like OCV with like one player or something like that?
I really can't recall,
I can't remember now, but yeah, but obviously that's what the cool thing about the whole NorCal-SoCal rivalry is about. It keeps you hungry, and so a lot of players are going to be there. I know Justin ran a tournament at UGC to determine the last members of the team. Right. But I believe it was himself, Clockwork, and Cloud 805 are guaranteed to be on there.
I think you're right. And then I think it was like Wolf Street and something Alex.
Oh, was it?
Who qualified, if I recall correctly.
Okay. I don't remember the exact... In fact, I don't even know who's on Team NorCal. I think they just had a tournament recently to determine who was going to be on there. So the results might have just been announced recently. So, but obviously F-Champ's going to be on there. PR Rog's probably going to be on there. I don't know if PR Rog's going to be on there, because we all know how much he loves this game and practices it.
I mean, he's really good at it, but it's not his favorite game. Yeah, right. It's Wolf Street, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Wolf Street was there. I'm pretty sure Wolf Street is there. Yeah,
which is pretty sick. Mm-hmm. Oh, and Rusty Shackelford.
That's who it was. Okay, that's the 5th person on there. That's cool too.
I don't think Wolf Street was playing right though when he qualified, right?
No, I think he did.
Was he playing right?
Because I remember someone said, "Oh my God, Phoenix Wright is going to be on the."
I mean, I know that he plays Phoenix Wright, but I thought that he was playing a different team that night. Anyway,
right, yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Dude, my Firefox is totally hosed.
I'm
trying to close tabs.
That thing.
It's just not happening. Firefox is garbage.
That is true. What do you want me to bring up? Hypespotting. Is also. Yes. This weekend.
So that is a ranking. Is that a premiere event?
I believe it is.
Oh yeah, so that's another. So basically, they're
European
both going to be
premiere.
So technically speaking, that will be the second premiere event, because if it's in Europe, it's going to happen before.
Fair enough.
NCR is the third.
You got it. You got it.
But do we know any of the details, like who's streaming Hypespotting?
I think it's Capcom Fighters, right?
Are they just going to stream both?
I mean, I don't know.
That's actually a good call. Yeah, you're right, because
it's always on Capcom Fighters.
Right. So is it just going to be like 24/7?
It might be. I mean, they're 8 hours or so ahead of us in Scotland, is where it is. If you're wondering, so maybe.
That's cool.
It is very cool.
Yeah, I'm down with 24-hour.
Yeah, I think it's really cool to have a tournament in that area highlighted. Obviously, they've been playing fighting games for a long time, but it's really cool to just, we talked about this when we talked about CPT 2015 when it started, but awesome that they have so many different regions represented as premier events.
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy because last year, obviously, everyone complained that it was a little, that Europe was a little sparse, but they've got that covered this time. So that's
a lot of good players in there. We've talked about European Street Fighter 4. Mm-hmm. It's really good. It's really, really good.
Okay, dude, this thing, my Firefox is done. I'm so frustrated by this.
I have a West Coast SoCal bias? I don't know. Is that accurate?
I can't possibly see why.
I mean, I lived in both NorCal and the East Coast for years.
That's true. And you lived in Europe.
Well, yeah. I mean, I studied abroad, but
right.
But yeah, I don't know. I feel like whenever like people from Maryland, Virginia come up, I feel like I'm a homer for them. So like I'm trying not to be. You know what I mean? Like maybe that comes off the opposite. I'm not sure.
Someone actually recently called me out as being too pro EG and being anti-Japanese players.
Anti-Japanese players?
Right. So before that, like years ago, people, all they kept doing was just saying how much, I was such a Japanese fan and I loved it. Dude, I don't know. It's basically whoever you don't like, when you hear commentators saying good things about them, you get annoyed.
Yeah.
And if they don't say enough about the players that you like, then you get annoyed. Yeah. So they always become the anti-your fan kind of thing.
I think like those memories last a long time in people's minds, I think too. Mm-hmm. Like I don't think I've been terribly complimentary of Snake Eyes Zangief in the past like a few months.
Yeah.
Right? I don't think I have.
Yeah, we haven't been talking about Snake Eyes like he's the best player in the States anymore.
I haven't done that for months, so but whenever I see this on forums all the time. People are like, "Oh God, David can't stop talking about Snake Eyes."
Yeah.
I feel like I stopped in like December.
Yeah. After Capcom Cup, we were just like,
yes.
So how about that Momochi?
For sure.
Dude, like the last 4 events, all I've been doing is talking about how Momochi is the best player on the planet.
Yeah.
On the planet. And I don't respect the Japanese player. I don't know.
I don't know, man. Whatever. Those things last. They last. I don't know why. But hopefully at some point.
Yeah, there's like the weird things
Everything's
last,
unblockable, right, James?
Right. Like those things
3 years ago.
Those things last. But then, like, the things like Combo Fiend being amazing doesn't last, right?
Dude, you saying that things are unblockables lasted longer than Combo Fiend being a top player.
Right.
In people's minds.
And the only reason why I said it was an unblockable is because we got chastised when that Ibuki kept doing jump shorts to a Ken. And someone tweeted us, like, you guys are idiots, it's an unblockable. So now I was like, oh, we didn't know. So then I got all paranoid. I was like, maybe that was an unblockable. So anyway.
That was for like 2 hours that one tournament. 3 years ago. Anyway.
Okay. Anyways, yeah.
You want to move on then?
Yeah,
so Hypespotting
okay.
and NorCal Regionals are this weekend if you're interested in Street Fighter 4.
So that should be super exciting. But as we mentioned, NCR, lots of other games.
Sure.
So there's going to be a lot of other streams that, a lot of other Twitch channels and stuff that you can watch a lot of stuff over there. And of course, they've always had, obviously, NorCal, sadly, is the best at Under Night. So if you want to watch some good Under Night in-birth action, that'll be a good place to watch and such. So
for sure.
Lots of good stuff coming up.
Okay.
But some other big news on the horizon.
Yeah.
That I think you might know some stuff about.
I do know some stuff about this. Mortal Kombat X has been announced to have both a single tournament and also a league, a season-long league with ESL.
Okay.
Which I think is the esports league or the electronic sports league.
Oh,
right?
okay.
I think that's the actual name. Anyway, so the first tournament is the weekend after NCR.
Okay. Cool.
So it's pretty soon. The weekend before the game actually comes out.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so people will have not necessarily had time to sit in training mode and all that stuff like that, right? So.
Yeah, exactly. So what they're going to do is give the players and commentators 2 days, Thursday and Friday, to figure stuff out.
To mess with the game.
Yeah. See what you can come up with, and hopefully we'll know some things. I say we because I'm going to be one of the commentators.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
It's not just me, and I don't think I'm the main guy. It's Dustin Kane,
Godspeed, yeah.
And then it's EGP Compton, Brian Compton.
Okay.
And it's Tom Brady.
Oh, nice.
And Mustard from Europe. which is he's a big European MK head.
Okay.
Done a lot of good media stuff. So I really like that team. I think that's a really good commentary team. Like I said, I don't think I'm the main dude at all. I think it's Dustin and Brian.
Right. Okay.
So they're gonna be doing a lot of the stuff. And when it comes to doing the season long league, it's gonna be mostly them, I think. So.
Oh. Okay. I mean, do you know any details about the season long league? Like how often they're gonna play, or?
So it's a weekly thing.
Wow, they're gonna do. Is it gonna be an online tournament?
It is gonna be an online tournament.
Oh, really?
It is.
Interesting.
It's basically Wednesday night fights actually, because it's Wednesday nights.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Apparently, they talked about it with Alex Valle from Level Up. So, they wanted to make it clear to me that look, they weren't trying to intrude too much. It was just what worked out, and they talked with Alex, and Alex was like, okay, that's cool. So, all right.
Okay. So this weekend when they play, are everyone gonna play from around where they are? So they're not flying everyone out to a single.
Yeah, right. So this weekend is going to be live. It's in Burbank.
Okay.
So everybody's coming to Burbank.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. And it's a really good list of players. They got some people from the U.S., from Europe even, right. and from I think Australia even. So the players are Perfect Legend, Carl White. He won Evo 2 times in MK9, so that totally makes sense. Ketchup from Europe. Tyrant, the really strong NRS and also KI player from SoCal.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, dude, I think they did a pretty good job with this. Forever King from Ohio,
right? Really
strong MK player. Also, MIT from Vegas.
MIT.
Yeah, Malik Terry.
Oh, okay. Because there was an old school MIT player who played Tekken a long time. He was one of the best Tekken players back in Tekken 3 and Tekken Tag games.
I mean, it might be the same guy.
I doubt. I doubt.
I'm not sure. Tony T is in there. Sonic Fox, of course, has been dominating Injustice. So I think that was a good pick. Was that all 8? I think that. Oh, and Ryan Hart.
Oh, nice. Oh,
Ryan
okay.
Hart
Cool.
From England. So. That's a good lineup. Now, people were a little bit upset about some of the non-inclusions.
Okay.
When it comes to MK9, a lot, you have to think about CD Junior.
What about Rio?
He wasn't there. Rio also.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the players I know have had time testing the game.
Oh.
And I'm not sure whether it's those two, to be honest. But I know, for example, 16-bit, really strong player, but he's working on the game.
Gotcha.
So they're not. Of course, his knowledge will be so much greater than everybody else's.
Right. So he can't be in the event.
Exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Exactly.
Then. Okay.
So there are some uninclusions that I think are for those reasons. Mm-hmm. But like I said, I think that players list is going to be pretty sick. That people who like different characters.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be character variety. Different regions are represented.
Yeah.
So I think it's nicely done.
That's really cool.
So they're going to be competing for a bunch of money. A bunch of money. I don't remember how much it is just for the weekend, but throughout the course of the season, there are $50,000.
Oh, really?
Yeah, to give out. So each week is $1,000, and then there's a mid-season tournament.
Oh,
that's a bunch of money.
So this is open, right? Anybody can.
Well, this week
The first one obviously
the first
is
one's invitational
because you saw the pictures of all the guys with the invites and stuff like that, right?
Correct. But after that, it's open.
Oh, really? Okay.
Anybody can enter if they want to, so like I said, there are mid-season tournaments that are physical meetups, right. that will send people to Burbank again for the grand finals, like those season finals,
right?
And those mid-season tournaments. I think there's one in Europe. I think there's one in the U.S. So
they're
really spreading it around.
I think I even saw Flo tweet something like, $50,000 on the line, huh? So
if you recall, in MK9 when MK9 was released, there were I think it was 25,000.
Yeah, for one tournament,
the national tournament.
It was a month after it came out or something like that, right?
Yes, exactly. And it was Justin Wong number 1, Flo number 2, Li Joe number 3, Fubar Duck number 4.
Yeah, and Mark Man was in the top 8 as well.
Well, okay, yeah. So, but no, well, if they want to enter the tournaments, then they can do that.
Yeah.
But tournaments are on Xbox One.
Really?
Yes. Xbox One.
Dun dun dun.
You know, Evo is going to be on PS4.
Right.
And the other big tournaments have announced
They're
PS4.
on PS4, right.
So,
Because it makes sense, because that's the console that Street Fighter V is going to be on, all these other games are going to be on, and so why you have to, get both consoles? You can have one that covers a lot of the games. And stuff.
right, yeah, really the only exception is KI.
has got PS4 only, right? So
There you go. Yeah, exactly. You know, I don't really know what to say about this. I mean, I asked them like what the deal is, and they were just like, "That's how it worked out." You know, that's what seemed to be best.
I heard someone say that ESL just has a deal with Microsoft.
Could be. I don't know.
For stuff.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
But I mean, so here's my question then.
Yeah.
What console are you getting?
No, it's a good question. I was actually Googling PS4 prices and like which games can
because I know you had been talked about that you were planning to get it.
Yeah,
and now all of a sudden
I was, and then they announced this. I think I'll still get a PS4 because look, I'm not going to be winning $1,000 each week on Xbox One tournaments.
You want it for knowledge and for commentary purposes and stuff like that.
I know I'm not going to be winning those big tournaments, but if you do think that you can do that. I totally understand getting an Xbox One, and if you're good enough, you might even consider it just like an investment towards money. Like you spend $400 or $500, whatever it is now, but you're gonna make up that money by winning. Right. On top of that is the stick issue. So like PS3 sticks will work on the PS4, not on the Xbox One.
Oh, right, because of the driver.
Not what the driver's for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So I don't know what to say about that, but I guess that's how it worked out. But I think it's really cool. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited for the longer season. I'm really happy that Warner Brothers and NetherRealm are supporting the game like this.
Right. Yeah.
Because they didn't really do it as much with Injustice.
Right. That's really the key thing right now is that NetherRealms is. And Warner Brothers is putting so much effort into this, so that's really good to see. So.
It's totally awesome. Yeah, I'm really happy for that.
And I mean, this is the funny thing is like Capcom Cup. I remember when they announced the $500,000 and all this stuff, and everyone got all excited, but everyone's like, "Well, death to all the other games" or whatever, joking about that kind of thing. This is kind of why I didn't buy into that. Like, I feel like. It's kind of like making everybody else go, oh crap. Or it's either, oh crap, we got to do something, or hey, people are interested. It gives them buzz. So why don't we do this? You know what I mean? So I felt like with Capcom doing that, it really kind of pushed a lot of other people forward a little bit. You know what I mean? So a lot of it, I mean, it's not even necessarily... from the companies either. Like remember the King of Fighters groups are doing the Dream Cancel's doing that. Ultra Arcade's doing the Killer Instinct stuff. So all these people are coming out of the woodworks to try to organize these really cool events for their games and stuff like that. So, this is just another example of that.
Bonchan won an Xbox at at the RedBull Kumite.
Congratulations on winning Street Fighter. Here's a console that won't play the next one.
Yeah, it's funny. But he can play MKX, which is why I bring it up.
Yeah, there you go. He can compete in the MKX tournament.
Seriously, I would really like to see that. They didn't invite anybody from East Asia because there just isn't that kind of a scene for Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
When it comes to East Asia. That'd be so sick if it came in, though, because this game looks really, really good. It really does.
It looks fun. It looks really fun.
The gameplay looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be super interesting, so...
Yeah.
You even set up a little Google Doc, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Thanks for bringing that up. I would have forgotten. So, because we're going to get the game basically 2 days in advance to test things out, what I would really like to do is have a game plan for what to test out before I go in.
It's kind of like that Kim's document on the Ultra Beta test.
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
So when Ultra Street Fighter 4 was in beta mode, Kim 1234 in Japan had people give him things to test.
Right.
Right. And that's kind of what I'd like to do. I don't know how much time I'm really going to have, but I want to find the most broken things, or the things that are, well, I mean, come on, the things that are most likely to be broken, right? So what I just started doing this today. I looked through Kotal Khan's footage so far, and I just wrote down, like, hey, here's some cool ideas. Will these work?
Right.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they won't, but try them out. So I put a public Google Docs out where if you have any cool ideas that you would like me to check out, that you think could be really interesting or could be busted, something like that.
Put them in there.
Put them in there, please. And if you'd like to check that out, just go to @UltraDavid on Twitter. I mean, that's where I've linked it a couple of times there. Okay. I have to scroll down a little bit, and you will find it on my timeline. I really hope that we can find some cool stuff.
So the first thing that I want you to test
Yeah.
is find any character with a capture move,
Yes.
like a Cyrax net,
Absolutely.
with a button, and then try it again.
Absolutely.
Do the Batgirl Cyrax Infinites and see if that works.
100%. I want to do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The only character I can think of offhand is Quan Chi with the trance.
Oh, right. Okay.
Maybe that's not the case, though. I mean, maybe there's other characters. I really am not sure. So we'll have to look into that stuff.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty sick. I think. Well, anyway, that's not the only tournament coming up.
Yeah. There's just tournament news and stuff like that, right? Yeah. So obviously, they just announced very recently. I guess the deadline was like maybe a few days ago, but the rule set for Smash Wii U at EVO was not locked in. And they were waiting for people's feedback and such like that, but it has been locked in now. They will be accepting custom moves in Smash Wii U, which I think is cool. And it's going to be 6-minute timer instead of 5-minute timer. So originally they had the rule set at 5, and then they increased it to 6 because a lot of people basically gave the argument that 5 minutes actually makes the game more turtley.
Yeah.
So matches will be more likely to go the entire 5 minutes, as opposed to if you make it 6 minutes, people will go at it a little faster because it's hard to turtle for 6 minutes.
Right.
So technically the matches will actually go faster.
Right, yeah.
In some weird way. But,
it makes sense to me, I guess.
Yeah. But the interesting thing is, so the way that the custom moves are going to work is that they have released a public document on Google Docs.
Yeah.
Every character, there are only 10 sets of custom move, 10 combinations that are legal in the tournament.
Huh.
So that way, all the consoles will be preloaded with all of those because you can save up to 10 slots of those characters. And so those sets were created by people who know the game and stuff like that, and the most commonly used alternate sets. So that's basically how it's going to work. So you're going to have to study that little move set document list to figure out which, if you use a character, which ones are legal. So
okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting way to go.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Okay.
So that was that, and then also unfortunately some bad news. In the tournament front, which is for Southern California Regionals. Last week we mentioned that their venue construction was going to last longer than the venue originally thought.
Right.
So that they weren't going to be able to do the original weekend. So VIA was running around trying to find another venue at which they could run, but and tried to get it on that same weekend. But apparently, it's official now that it is going to be delayed.
Yeah.
So they will not be able to run SCR on that weekend, and they're probably looking for the first weekend of June because that's when I guess there's an opening in there for there's an opening there for U.S. events.
Well, there is another event in the U.S. It's on the East Coast.
On that same weekend?
I believe it is.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember the name. In chat, please remind me.
Yeah.
But similar to the ESL thing, I saw a tweet from Alex Valle with Level Up, running SCR, saying that he had approached them and that they're kind of trying to work on like cross promotion.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So he doesn't he's aware of it. He didn't want.
He's aware, exactly.
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
which is good. it feels like it's rarer to have tournaments stepping on each other's toes than it was a couple years ago. I feel like that was happening more often, but yeah, it's really too bad for
the
SCR.
Commonwealth.
Commonwealth.
Yeah, that's right. Which is actually an MK heavy event because they announced at the Commonwealth that I think there's a $4,000 bonus pot for Mortal Kombat.
You're right.
And like all the other games have like $1,000 and stuff like that. But this one definitely is more of an NRS focused event. So yeah, that is a shame that it's that might happen. So
yeah.
To be honest with you, I mean, at this point in time, if it's gonna be delayed, maybe he should just seriously consider pushing it all the way past Evo.
Right. Certainly from a selfish perspective, that's what I would like. Because we're traveling a little too much.
Yeah.
I guess we wouldn't have to travel really for SCR, but still nice to have a break. But that said, I definitely understand Level Up wanting to have it before Evo because that way, you feel like you'll get more people in like the run up to Evo.
Yeah, I mean, but theoretically, it's still a premier event.
Sure.
So you're still going to get a lot of people to try to get into the Capcom Cup. So, in fact, the later you are, might even make it better because people are like, I'm running out of chances to win.
That's so more interesting.
Because remember how many people showed up to DreamHack?
Yeah.
DreamHack Winter. Ton of people showed up to there. So, the later you do it, maybe it might actually work out for you.
I think that's an interesting idea.
But, I doubt Vi is going to be looking that late, so he'll probably be still trying to look at something like that. So
Yeah. But that is really too bad. I know some people had already bought their tickets.
Yeah.
So that's really unfortunate. And it's not, you can't get mad at Vi or Level Up, obviously. I mean, they had a deal with this hotel.
Right.
The hotel represented that they would be ready. And if they're not, that's the hotel's fault. And I really hope that there's some remuneration going on there.
That's why they needed to. That's why Vi should have hired you to talk to the hotel and just been like, because it's just one of those things. Like maybe if the hotel actually, gives them pays them because they had to renege on the deal. I don't know. It's just the thing is, you could try to pay back the people who've bought the tickets already like that. But the problem is, once you open up that floodgate, how many people really bought tickets? And then you're just going to get people lying about it and all these other things like that.
And on top of that, the main reason to have that kind of money, damages that are forced in that kind of situation, is that you have costs, you have losses.
Yeah.
Not even just including the people who bought tickets, but Level Up, I'm sure, had agreements with sponsors and who knows what else. Many of whom they might have, well, maybe not sponsors, but other parties they might have paid already.
Right. And someone asked, in the chat, what was wrong with UCI, and it was because UCI implemented a new policy for all the ballrooms, which had to do with the clubs at UCI, which meant that one of the days of the weekend was always available for them, and so there was no way they could have a 4-day slot to actually run it there anymore.
Right.
So it was a policy change at UCI that kind of did them in, unfortunately. So
yeah, that is definitely too bad. Sorry for everybody. I hope that people can still make it. I have read a couple of tweets from people who were planning to go to SCR. Now they said that they're going to go to Texas Showdown, which is soon after that.
Right.
What SCR was planning for.
I'm just curious. I know, for example, I know the Utah crew has already bought their tickets and stuff like that. Can they get them refunded, you think, or is there?
Just depends on the kind of tickets they bought, right? I mean,
that's right. You have to buy those insurance things and stuff like that.
I mean, the airlines are not going to care that the event that you wanted to go to is canceled.
But I mean, would they be able to change it to other locations? You know what I mean? I wonder if you could just be like, hey, instead of flying out to Los Angeles this weekend, can I just move it to Texas the next weekend?
It just depends on the
ticket.
ticket.
A small difference,
Yeah, it really does. So.
Oh, that sucks.
And I know personally, I almost never get the insurance ones because I just figure it's going to be there at the right time. So.
Yeah, pretty much. So.
Well, okay. I guess that's it. Anything else on tournament front?
Nothing tournament, so we can move into games, but let's take a quick break before we do that, so we will be right back.